we live? Are we live? Let me find us on the computer. Oops. Getting there, guys. Oh, there we are. Okay, I'm going to try to get it so I can see comments. All right, we will give this a try. Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Going to be marbling some fun stuff tonight. When you pop in, let me know where you're from. Oh, I'm working in my garage tonight and it's cold. Let's see. Now the computer is way across the way, so it doesn't get, I don't get tripped up in it. So, hey Cam. Oh, we're creating lots of fun stuff. I have a special request for some pillow covers, and then I have an idea that I'm working on, and it's going to be for an article of clothing, and so it's some special pieces that go with that. And then I have just some cloth I'm going to marble because I have another idea in mind. You know me, an idea. Oh, it's cold here and windy. Oh my gosh. We've been trying to go outside and do a couple things, and the wind just won't stop. So it's cold. We don't have any snow here. It rained yesterday. Did it rain yesterday? Or Friday? I think maybe it did rain a little bit yesterday. And so it's been crazy. But I bought a bunch of transfers, Cam, and I still haven't had a chance. Everybody I know is having birthdays, so I've been working on birthday gifts and not getting done what I want to get done. But I had a whole big batch of tumblers come in, so now I can start and try the idea that I had and bought the transfers for. All right, there I go. I'm cleaning the surface. It's been sitting out here in the garage. The paints and the water has been sitting out here a while. It's best to use everything at the same temperature. So let's get going. For those of you that are on here and don't know me, my name is Linda Anderson, and I own Aqueous Silk LLC. We do water marbling on lots and lots of different things. I have more ideas than I ever have time. But tonight I have one special order that I need to take care of. We're going to do some pillow covers. And then I have some other things I'm going to do. I'm just laying down the paint one drip at a time. And I'm just going to fill up the tank with a white. I generally start with a white, not always. But white is usually the color of my background fabrics, so it's a good place to start. I forgot a paper towel, and I'm dressed in my sweats. You'll probably see me in my gigantic sweats, but it's so cold out here. I didn't want to change. I've been busy all day getting things prepared and working on projects, and then I needed to get this done, so I've been super busy all day, but I have been wearing comfy clothes. Let's see. Now I see there's more comments across the way, but I can't see them all right now, so I will come over there and look in just a minute. If anyone asks a question and I don't answer it, please know I will go back after I'm done and everything's put away and cleaned up. My husband decides he wants to park his car in the garage tonight, so I've got to get everything out of the way. I usually pick it all up anyway, but all right. So that I put down a lovely blue. This is for a pillow cover. Actually, it's going to be for 2 pillow covers. If I can get the top off this. There we go. Now I'm just putting down some gray. And I think I'm going to do a little bit more blue. Yeah, we've had definite winter weather. My daughter lives in the northern part of Idaho, and I'm in the southern part, and she had snow on Friday. I don't know if it stuck around, but she did have it on the ground. She was not happy. I, on the other hand, always get excited when winter comes. It's not unusual for Idaho to have snow this time of year. I know it's probably about 2 hours from me. Let's see, I just put a couple drops in here. All right, and then I take my handy dandy, very expensive tool here and just start working the paint. There's a couple of shows I generally do in November and December in this area, and they have both been moved outside. And I was kind of thankful that I didn't apply. After all this COVID stuff started, I really limited, I actually just stopped applying to shows because everything I had been accepted to had canceled. And so I thought, well, there's really no need to continue. And then some of them did go forward and they're outside. And this area in November and December outside is just miserable. There is one show I did apply to, and that was our local Eagle Country Christmas. I don't know if I will be accepted, but we'll see. And that's the only one I usually do outside in the winter. All right. Tools over here, and I haven't had them out in a little while, and I just grabbed the wrong one. All right. Because I cannot just leave well enough alone, I must come and make some swirls through this. I just think it's so fun to see the motion of the paint. There we go. All right, I'll get my trusty assistant to help me put the fabric down. I guess now that I have my camera on a stand, I have an Archon mount for my phone that holds my phone over the tank. I forget I'm not walking in front of it like I used to. All right, dear, I'm ready. So I'll check. Hi, Jill. I know. I can't wait to see how they work on tumblers also, Cam. It's going to be fun. I could probably do this one. These littler ones, I have two bigger ones though. There goes one. Two. There we go. All right. You want to go on that side? And this is satin that I'm using. There we go. It just takes it so beautifully. More backs than I have. Get them kind of close together. We're going to get it all in this one tank is the question. Yeah. Let's go clear at the end here. Oh, I'm not going to have enough room. I have one piece left, one back piece. See, I have one more piece this size that I needed to get in here. I just don't think it's going to fit in that spot. No, it's just about 2 inches too little. So I'll have to do one more tank in the same colorway. But you know what I can do there? Let's see if one of these little things will fit in there. No? Nothing. I can do nothing in that spot. So I will just pull these out now, and that's all for now. So you saw the white satin go down, and here it is coming out of the tank. And it just goes into a bucket of fresh water. This is Hebrew water marbling. It's just floating the paint on the surface of the water, moving the paint around, and then placing the items you're marbling on the surface. And it's going, again, into a bucket of fresh water. Sorry for my head in the way. And there we go. This is the last piece. Thank you, Jill. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Laura. All right. So I will now get a towel and put all of these in a Ziploc baggie. And it looks like I left the Ziploc baggies in the house. I have to leave something in the house. So I'll dry my hands and run in to get those so I can take these things out. And then I will do one more tank of this color. And then I'll move on to the next items that I'm working on. I'll be right back. bottom. Of course, I walked off and left them where I was picking up the fabric. I had it all neatly laid out to pieces in some sort of organization. I set them down and walked off and left them. So now I have to figure out how I'm going to do this. So I'll take these in and rinse them again, and then hang them to dry, heat set them with an iron, and then I'll sew them into the pillow covers. All right, come on. The fabrics really love to stick together when they're wet, and it's very hard to, silk is like the worst. It sticks to itself. Well, so does satin, but silk seems to really want to grab on tight. The temperature, the humidity, all of that impacts the way this art form behaves. And I'm just pulling all of these pieces up out of the water, folding them up, putting them in a Ziploc bag. Last one. Okay. All right. So there's all the fabric for now. I'll just set it over here, and then I'll clean that surface and we'll be ready to go again. I have just so many things I want to marble, but I've got to get ready to go to work tomorrow still. I've been working on projects all day. I have a sister-in-law who's having a birthday on Tuesday, and her gift is not done. It's almost done, but not quite. Oh, Cam, I was going to ask you, if you're still here, I'm interested on how would you recommend putting a transfer on a ball cap, on the front of a ball cap. I can't decide if I want to do it with one that I have almost ready right now, but I have an idea in my head of how I want this to look, and I don't know if I was thinking maybe a pressing ham that you use for sewing might work to tuck up under there, because I won't be able to use that mat, that sticky mat. But in the Cam that's on this video, or was on, she does chalk couture. She does a great job, and she puts up with all my harebrained ideas when I say, oh, could I do this? And I have all kinds of ideas. So I'm just putting this down on the surface of the water, and this will pick up any paint that's left on the surface. So the surface will then be clean for me to start fresh. I could in this case, I'm going to do the same color, but I could easily do different colors, which you'll see me do after the next round. Okay, so I just need a smaller piece over here, get the last bit of it. I always say that every time I'm doing this, I've always, my entire life, hated the feel of newsprint. And so now I'm so happy to get newsprint, because this is how I use it to clean my tanks. And so I do exactly like I did with fabric. You want to make sure it's all touching the surface of the water. There's no bubbles or anything under it, because if there's a bubble, that'll leave paint on the surface. My hands are getting cold. Geez. just lifts that right off of there. And it just leaves the surface nice and clean and ready for the next go round. So there we go. Now, since I don't need this entire tank in the same colors that I just used, I only need probably, let's see, I better use this way so you can see it better. Just about half of it is all I need. So I'm going to block off part of it. That'll save me some paint, so I don't have to fill the entire tank. Have some debris floating in there. So I will just put some paper in here. If you'd like to sprinkle this video to your friends so they know that I'm out here and they might be interested in seeing what I'm doing, I would appreciate that. And here we go again. Just dropping this paint exactly the same way I did before. Sometimes if paint, you'll have days where the paint does not want to float very well and it'll sink to the bottom of the tank. And anything that's underneath the surface never impacts your design because we are only using the surface. That changes a little bit if you have a three-dimensional object that you are marbling, but for the most part it doesn't hurt anything. Because when you have a three-dimensional, as you're putting it in, it's drawing the paint from around the outsides. Thank you, Colleen. Welcome. Good to see you. So here I'm just going to add some more of the same colors. And as you watch these, when I'm putting more paint in, these drops will become smaller. Because it's all about surface tension. No two trays are ever the same. I could come right behind you after you've done your project and drop the paint. My project would look completely different, even if I made it in the exact same order. So fun. I've noticed lately that it does a little spin motion when it's dissipating across the surface. It's kind of fun to watch. Oops. Again, get out the magic wand. This is a very traditional pattern. Just a get-gel, or I believe it's get-gel, back and forth. The water does have a shelf life. This is kind of an older batch of water that I have. This will probably be the last time I use it. It has been refrigerated the entire time, other than when I had it at my last show. All right. Okay, and then we'll do this so it matches the pattern of the other end at least. I just pull the right through there. Oh, I wish you guys could feel this. It is so fun. All right. These smaller pieces I can do by myself. The bigger ones, you have to lay it flat. It's best to kind of start from the center and let it fall out to prevent any bubbles. I like this spot right here. So the smaller pieces I'm able to do on my own. Okay, that is all of that. So I'll pull these out. For anyone who might be local, I'm going to be posting some open studio days early next month, I believe. It'll be on the weekend since I do still have a day job. I also do offer try it kits with all the instructions for you to try this at home. So now I need to get my baggie. Oh, hi, Holly. Welcome. Hey, Cindy. Welcome and thank you. All right. So I'm just pulling them out of the water. And again, I will rinse them again when I go in and hang them to dry. My guest bathroom, we don't have guests very often, thank goodness, because my guest bathroom is my prepping area and my rinsing area. All right. There we go. Okay, so that bunch is done. So now I'll clean up this little bit right here, and then I'll be ready for the next project. Again with the newsprint. I hope everyone's had a nice weekend. I was just running around like a crazy woman yesterday. It was like I'd come home. I live out rural. I live about 40 miles from Boise. And we would go out and do some errands, and then we'd have something we had to get back home before we did the next step. So we were home and out and home and out, and then I realized we had forgotten some stuff, and I just said, forget it. I'll get it on my way home from work on Monday. I was tired of going in and out. All right. Okay. Well, let's just get this out of the way. And just taking this all off the top. If you can see my head, I apologize. I have a hat on and I made myself and marbled a gator. And I keep it on the weekends to keep my hair out of my face. My hair is longer than it's been in quite some time, and I'm really trying to decide if I want to cut it off or not. But it drives me crazy on the weekends, so I just put it up and make it into a headband and just keep it up out of my face and off my neck. And so that's why I just look atrocious today, but you're here to see what's on the water anyway, so this is just dragging it across to make sure I get anything that might be left. All right, now that we're ready to go again, new colors. Oh, decisions. What do I want to use? what I'm going to use. It's a bright pink, a light pink. Is that the pink? I want to make sure I get the right one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. It's actually a red, but it looks pink when it's on the water. And this is the one that I've had added white to right here. That's definitely not red, it's pink. So hopefully we'll see. Otherwise we're going to get red, gray, and pink and white. So I've got a few bubbles here. Bubbles are not our friends. Just get them popped. There's one there. Try a little piece of paper towel. Hey Angela, are you back from the beach? All right, there we go. Okay, so let's go for it here. I love marbling on satin because even when it's marbled, there's that sheen that it has. So I'm putting down a nice pink base this time. I will use a little bit of white. My favorite colors are red and pink. I usually do my first ones in my business colors, but I decided to go with pink this time. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now I'll come in with a little bit of gray. Each color has its own properties, so it will behave differently. Some don't push very hard and some push really hard. Let's see, I think I'll use a little bit of white before I do the other pink. And see what just adding another color does to the bright pink that I put down first. Okay. I just love these colors together. Come on. There we go. My hands are so cold. I know it's not nearly as bad as it's going to get. When I marble here in the winter, it's very cold. All right. Okay, I think I like it. So these are the colors we used. White, gray, a bright pink, and a light pink. Let me get the garbage can out of my way. Oh, dang it. I should have prepped some leather, and I could have made myself a matching pair of earrings. This is actually going to be the contrast portion of a really cute top. I've sewn since I was quite a young girl, and so I've been wanting a pattern for a top that I wanted something different, and it had to have just the right look. And I was actually in the quilt store. Excuse me. I was in the quilt store, and I turned around and they had, you know how they have things already made up from what they're trying to sell. And there was this top that was so cute, and it just screamed me. And because I like things loose and kind of funky. And so it was that. And so I bought it. And so the pieces that I'm about to marble are pieces that will be on a top. Ooh, ooh. Just marbled my towel. Just making sure I don't have any of that color from the last one left on here that would kind of ruin this pattern. Oh, look how cool that is. This is so much fun. And of course, as I go again, I have to add more motion to it. Not having a bunch of shows has really given me the opportunity to attempt some of the ideas that have been rolling around in my head for a while. Okay. So these are all pieces that I cut out from the pattern. And I could actually do two different baths and put different coordinating but different colors down and use that, both of them. But I'm going to do my first one all in one colorway and see how it turns out. You notice I did say first one because I'm sure I'm going to love it. I just need more time. If I could just hit that lotto. Let's see, I'm going to put this bigger one down so I can kind of work around it. And these are some pretty odd shapes. Okay, I have, oh good, I'm getting them all in one bath. I think this is just a spare piece, but there's really not room for it here. So I'll just keep that as a spare piece that's ready. Okay, so now we get to take them out and see how they look. This is so exciting for me. I'm sorry if I'm just nerding out here. So there's the first piece. And I'm in I believe I want this on a pale gray, or maybe even a heather gray. That would probably work. There is this piece. Again, these are all pieces I cut out from a pattern. I've been trying, since I started this, well, it's 3.5 years ago now, I wanted a tank big enough to do yardage. And it's just like we don't have room for all the stuff that I have already, let alone a great big huge tray that's like 60 inches wide and, you know, 2 yards long or something. So I thought, wait a minute, I can cut out the pieces of the fabric and then marble those. So that's what I did. Hopefully I'm not going to get my head in the camera again. Here's this piece. Look how pretty that is. It just goes into a bucket of water just to rinse off any excess paint, and then any of the size that comes, the bath that comes with it. So I'll try not to get my head in here. Can you see it? Oh, you don't leave until next week, Angela? I was thinking you were gone this week. All right. So I will do the same thing with this. I will put it into a baggie and it will be rinsed. Oh, I can't wait. I need to take like a month off from work so I can just sew and create. I don't think, we are so busy at the office that I don't think my boss would appreciate that. Nice to dream though. All right. I need 2 more hands. That's what I need. Somebody to hold this bag open while I fold the fabric and put it in. Oh, I'm really happy that I went with, I was going to go with teal and gray and white, because that's also a combination that I do like, but I'm happy I went with the pinks. Since this one is for me, since it's a test run, I just have to be super careful that I don't stretch any of these pieces. I just fold them very carefully. It's always hard for me on Mondays. I spend my weekends being creative, and then I have to go back to the office, and it's just like, oh, the adjustment between creative and not is difficult for me. Okay, some of this is sinking to the bottom. Sorry this is taking me so long, but I'm being very gentle with it. All right. Two more pieces. There we go. I got them both in one grab. Try to unfold them a little bit. All right. Okay. And there's my bag full of pretties. I know, Colleen, I can't wait to finish it. I don't yet have the fabric for the body of the shirt yet, or the top yet. I want to make sure I get some quality fabric so I'll probably have to order it online. Okay, so now I can get this mess cleaned up and be ready to go. I have just a few more pieces. I hope to be live again next Saturday or Sunday, depending on our schedule. And I have a few more things I'm going to do. I'm getting ready to make my own fall garland for my mantle. And I found some orange burlap leaves, so I want to get those marbled to incorporate into that. And then I have one pair of little sneakers I want to marble. All of this, I have a lot of stuff, I guess I should say, available on my Etsy shop. If you go to my website, aqueoussilk.com, it'll take you right there, and you can shop to your heart's content. I have bandanas and scarves and hats. I have some of the tumblers that I've done on there. I have pillow covers. I have the marbling kit is there. If you think you want to try this at home, it gives you all full directions and all the products you need to give it a try. And then if you buy a kit, that gives you access to one of my private Facebook group where I answer questions for anyone who has purchased the kit on, if they're help them troubleshoot what's going on. All right. Okay, let's wipe this off. Get it out of the way. Okay. I'm also going to experiment with some new paints today. I have so many creative ideas, it just drives me crazy sometimes. It's like, stop, I don't have enough time to do what I already have started, let alone all the ones I want to try. There is most of that. All right. I think I'm going to do it one more time. There's a big pink spot here and one here, so I want to do it once more just to make sure. If you leave me any questions, I'll answer them when I'm finished. I get everything put up. All right. Here we go. Okay. So now I am going to break this up into smaller pieces once again. just do that, or part of it. Let's see, now I need to decide what colors I want to use. Okay, for this first one, we're going to use some red and white. Red is a very difficult color to work with, in my opinion. It takes a lot to push it to make it look red and not pink. I'm going to add some of this blue. We'll make a red, white, and blue sheet. See how the red is looking more red now? Let's see, dare we try red again? Look how powerful that is. Pushes that blue right out of the way. I guess I'll do one more white. What is he doing in there? It's our hot water heater. This is just kind of a free form. Just want to bring some of this red from the edges. All right. Okay, there's that one. Now let's use this and this. I'm just filling up the surface that I'm going to use. The more paint you have in the tray, as you have seen, it pushes, so it makes it brighter. It makes the colors more vivid. Because if you just put a few drops of this in here, it would look very soft when you pull it out, when you print your item. This is just a periwinkle. Kind of a purpley color. That's why I thought it might look good with the teal. I'm just going to drop a little bit of white in here. just a little bit of the teal. Teal is also known to push really hard. See how that just spreads? I'm just putting it in the white. Look at how that just... Now see this one, it's being pushed back by the white and the other teal. No, Angela, this isn't the new paint. I have the new paint sitting over there ready to try, but that will be on my last project. I wasn't able to find very much of that new paint, so I kind of have an odd selection of colors, but that's okay. I'll do that on my something I'm trying new today for my grand puppy. Okay, and another piece. I wonder if I could get both of those in here. Oh, I can. This was a piece of satin. The other two that I just put down were cotton. All right, so now we'll go to the bottom one. Hope you can see. Oh yeah, you can see that bottom part. So now we have to decide what colors we want there. Let's try green. We'll use green and white, maybe just a touch of a bright yellow in there. I almost always will use at least 3 colors with everything. Now green's one of the colors that I have found that can give me fits. Oh, this has a little bit of the teal. The little bit of the teal snuck through from over here. It snuck under this paper. So we're going to get just a pinch of that in there. And I'm not going to be concerned with that at all. Oh, yellow's going to behave today too. Again, it's very cold and windy here today. I think my husband said it was in the 30s, and with the wind chill, it felt much cooler than that. All right. Maybe we need a little bit more. We'll do this one opposite here. Okay. So we have one more piece, and then I'll clear it, and then I have one more project that I'm going to use some new paints we'll be experimenting on. I keep hitting the bottom, and that makes a bubble when I catch the bottom with my tool. We want to run that teal through there like we actually meant for that to happen. Okay, that's kind of pretty. Okay. See, these small pieces of fabric I can manage all by myself. So let me go on the other side where the bucket of water is. We'll start with this one. So here's the red, white, and blue. Red did okay, that one. Here's the teal, periwinkle, and white. And then this is the teal, periwinkle, and white satin. head in the way, pardon me. And then there's the green and yellow, white, and with just a little bit of teal in it. All right, let me get these put in the bag. We'll get this cleaned up. And again, I ask if anybody that's watching, you think maybe your friends would like this, if you could just sprinkle the video over to them, I would appreciate it. Trying to grow my page and my art. Okay. Get these all out of here. Again, I just pull them up and I just fold them and put them in a baggie. And I will watch my page for anyone local for an open studio day coming up early November. And I'll have all the tanks set up and a variety of items that you can choose from. It makes for a fantastic customized gift for Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever your preferred gift giving reason. I know I have a daughter that has a birthday in December, so birthdays all year long. So there we go. That batch is done. We get all the paints out of the way, get the newsprint down, and then we have one little project that I'm going to experiment with new paint. One more section. We were we've been trying to decide if we wanted to get, when we grew up, my husband and I both grew up in Idaho, and we always swore that when we moved back, we'd never want an artificial tree because you could just go get a tree. But between work and all the things we have to do, we never end up getting one until late. And then one of our children borrowed our really good stand, and we haven't seen it since. And so we had one fall over last year twice, and then I ended up with a really pathetic looking little, I have a couple artificial trees that I just used for extras. I ended up with that little pathetic thing, hardly decorated at all. And so we've been going back and forth about getting the tree. So when they started putting them out, I started looking at them, and I like lights that twinkle, not flash, but twinkle. And so none of the trees did that. And I looked online at Balsam Hill, and they do have ones that twinkle, but I thought $1,200 might be a bit much for a Christmas tree. So we were looking and looking, and I actually found one at Hobby Lobby that has twinkling lights. I was so excited. So we bought our Christmas tree yesterday, which was part of the reason we had to come home, because our groceries and the Christmas tree would not fit, and I didn't want to put the tree in the back of the truck at the grocery store. I thought that just might not be a wise idea. It may not be there when we get back. So we have an artificial tree, and we're living in Idaho. It just feels wrong. I remember when I was little, my dad, who was a logger at the time, Mom would tell him to bring home a tree, and we'd go through like 4 trees before he got one that she approved of. It was always the funniest thing. We called them his little Charlie Brown trees that he'd bring home. But they always looked pretty once we got them decorated. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to block this off one more time. And then I'll work right here, so hopefully you can see that fairly well. And now I'm going to use the new paints. And I was very limited on colors that I could get. I was a little disappointed. So I have a red, a blue, and a green, and a white. And it's actually not very white, but we're going to go with it. Oh, and you know what? None of these are open. So excuse me, I'm going to get a hammer and a nail. Yeah, hopefully, you think of all this stuff out here, I could have a nail. Nail. No, that's not a nail. I forgot those weren't open. Let's see if this works. I have tools that are a little extreme here. That doesn't work. Oh, of course. I know where there's a nail I can use. All right, one little delay. I have to run in the house again. This is my husband's stuff. I don't know where anything is. I do in my own. Okay. Now we're ready. Good grief, you'd think it'd go through with this hammer. Completely forgot about opening these up. I've done that before at a show, and I had to use my daughter's earring to open this. Anyone who has just joined, I can't see the comments from where I am, and I will go back through and answer any questions after I'm done. Okay, the red and the white and the green are open. Yeah, that using an earring back was the hole is so tiny. And I always forget to open it up when I'm here until we get to the show and we're working, and that one just takes forever to drip. There we go. There. Okay, I'll go put this away before it falls on my toe. not supposed to squeeze, and I accidentally did right over there. So, now I have no idea how this is going to behave, since this is my first time using it. It is all floating though, look at that. That's a good thing. Okay. I have some blue. I think I'm going to come in with a little bit more green. All right. Let's see how it looks when I print. That's going to be the kicker. The number one thing was, did it float? I got it to float. We'll see how it looks once it prints. Now I can hear the garage door creaking from the wind. Starting to run from the cold out here. I apologize for sniffing. Okay. Look at that spot right there. That's really pretty. Okay, so I have a tiny little grand puppy, and I'm making her a little bandana. I'm trying to make some bandanas that are not gigantic, that the only one size fits all ones I can buy. So I'm testing it on my grand puppy, and I want this spot right here. And then I have this little extra piece of fabric that I'm just going to lay in right here. Okay, let's see how it's going to look. Oh, that turned out nice. Did I show you well enough? Yes, yes, I'm pleased with that. And there's her little scarf. She's a miniature dachshund. She has more personality in her tiny little body than a dog has a right to. She definitely believes she's a princess. Well, there we go. That's all of my projects for today. The new paint was a success. So that was fun. I will have to invest a little bit more into locating more colors. That was all I could get when I went to look. So go ahead and shoot me any questions you might have. And I appreciate you all being with me tonight. Have a wonderful week. Just remember, it's all in the way you look at it. Even the bad things can be good when you put them in the right perspective. So stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you again next week. Thank you, everyone. Yes, Angela, yay, it worked. You're brilliant. All right, talk to you later, everyone. Bye-bye.